This video is brought to us in part by J. Hart Model Works. Our buddy Justin is not only an exceptional model builder, but he is also the creator of 3D print files that you can get at his store. There'll be a link down below in the description. And he has created things such as these awesome Mopar valve covers. The detail on this is just astounding. And if you have access to, or if you have your own 3D printer, you can get files from him. They're not very expensive at all, and you can print off as many as you want. But he also has really slick things like window cranks. I mean, I remember Scratch building these things in the past, and now it'd be nice to just clip them off a tree and stick them on there. So yeah, efficiency, my friends, efficiency. So I want to say thank you again to Justin for helping us out with the valve covers and the awesome little window cranks. And please check out his channel. He is currently working on a 70 Challenger. It's going really, really well. It's an awesome build. He's hyper detailing it, and he's also working on a project with his daughter. So that's pretty sweet. Also, guys, go check out his channel, follow along with his builds, and go check out his store also. What's up, model building fans? Hey, it's Brian, and we're doing an update on our Porsche build. We're working on the Boxster kit. That's the special edition one from Tamiya. Let's see here. I'll show you the I'll show you the black and white image. So yeah, this guy here, the special edition Boxster. We've gotten pretty far on it. We've taken a break from the Mini Cooper build that we're working on for the Rust Bucket build. Taking a little break on that because we're about to attack a diorama, so we want to make sure we got everything planned out for that really well. But with the Porsche build, we've been kind of going gangbusters. We got a body color figured out. We did some spoon tests. Gosh, I cannot recommend enough doing spoon tests. So I knew I wanted to do this in TS17 gloss aluminum, and did some spoon tests, right? So, and this looks like this actually has gloss aluminum down here and then TS76 up there. That's why there's like a kind of like a faded area right there, because I did two shots on one spoon. But this is just regular gray primer, and then with the aluminum over the top of it, and this is just gloss black with the aluminum over the top of it. And I really like how that looks. I like that deeper. I don't know. It just makes the color look deeper. This just looks a little too I don't know, thin or pale or whatever. So I liked how that looks. So we've got the body in primer. We've got 2 coats of primer on this guy right now. We'll probably do a 3rd coat of primer, and then lay down the gloss black, and then from there go with the aluminum. So that's where we're at with that. This body is really nice. All I had to do is a little bit of light cleanup along the top of the front fenders for the parting line from the mold. That was it. There was a very, very faint one on the back side here also, hardly anything at all. And we didn't really have to chase any panel gaps or anything to emphasize them. This is a nice crisp mold. So I was really liking that. Right back here, it might look like it's a little thin if you want to. I'm sorry, the camera's not focusing again. But right back here looks like it's a little thin, and that's basically because that's an area of the car that's kind of made to look like the there we go, now we're focusing, made to look like that door seam carries on. So so there's that. We have, as you can see, just about everything in its base color. Got to do a little bit of panel lining here and there on some of the wheels. We went ahead and did silver on the wheels rather than doing them yellow. And the I must say, I have to take a second here to say this, but the kit yellow, you can see it down in there. There, before we started painting and priming everything, there was no chance of us losing any parts because that yellow was pretty vibrant. But it covered really, really well. We did these in primer, of course, and then came back and did a gloss black, and now we did the aluminum. And again, these wheels look great. So that's going to look awesome. A lot better than that yellow color that the kit came in. I wasn't really a fan of that. Our exhaust systems, we got a little bit too much blue on there. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. Initially, I thought maybe there's a little too much blue on there, but I don't have any transparent yellow. I was going to knock that back a little bit with some transparent yellow. I have to get some of that stuff there. A lot of the subframe stuff is large one-piece bits, so you have to be very careful when you're trimming these off the trees because these guys are are fragile. So we were very lucky and was able to cut everything off in one fell swoop and paint it all up and get it ready to go. I do want to do some TS80 flat over some of these undercarriage bits just to kind of change it up a little bit. All of our struts, we did this in titanium silver. I really like that goldish tint that it has. But yeah, I'm going to go up and detail the springs and the shocks and or the struts, I should say. And then rotors and stuff over here. Going to get a little bit of titanium gold on the calipers. And let's see. Oh yeah, the chassis. So the chassis. Uh, yeah, this is pretty involved, right? So there are areas on here that need to be flat black. So we based the whole thing in flat black, and I'm like, okay, I'll just go ahead and mask off the areas that need to be flat black. Well, I had forgotten which areas need to be flat black, so I just did the whole thing. Turns out it's like just this section, and like this, I think this area up here, and everything else is body color. So I was like, oh, well, I think I did that backwards, but it'll be okay. That's all right though. Basing everything in flat black will just really help out with painting the metallic colors because it's going to be body color. But yeah, that's I kind of did that in reverse, but hey, it is what it is. And we got a little bit of masking on this little panel here. That's a cover for the bottom of the car. So yeah, so we're going along pretty good. We did have a problem with the interior because I really wanted to have like a nice deep burgundy color for the leather. And I found this at Andy's Hobby headquarters. This is it's a gloss color, and it's 100 by Mr. Hobbies. Wine red, looks spot on. And I don't like the glossiness of it. I want to knock it back with maybe some flat or semi gloss perhaps. But this was extremely thin, and it was having a hard time covering just regular light gray primer. So I did some tests with spoons. So this is, to me, is dull red. I don't remember what number it is. It's a brand new color that I have in my arsenal now. And then I sprayed, just did some airbrushing of the wine red right over the top of that. And I'm like, that's what we want right there. Thought that was pretty cool. And then I did a test of dull red with some Italian red over the top of that, and then a light airbrushing of the wine red over the top of the Italian red. And now I'm like, yeah, that's a little bit lighter in color. I kind of like that a little bit better, so that's where we went. We now have everything based in Italian red over the dull red color, and then we're going to do a light shot of the wine red over the top of all that, and then probably knock it back with a layer of flat just to tone it down a little bit, because it is super glossy, and I don't really want super glossy interior on this guy. So we're building it with the top down so that the interior is going to be very visible. So we just want to do a really good job with that. So yeah, so that's where we're going with there. And now I'm thinking that perhaps we need to flock the floor, and I don't think maybe the package shelf too. I'm not 100% sure. But I have to do some more photo research on the interiors of these things to see how they're actually laid out. The instructions are pretty good, but reality really pictures of the real thing really help out. But yeah, spoon tests. I did. I spent most of yesterday doing spoon tests. So here we go. We've got a whole arsenal of them. And if you guys, I know there's a lot of guys out there that do spoon tests and know about it, but yeah, you write down the primer on there, and then you write down the color on the handle, and then I'll go through and drill a small hole in the back side here, and then put them on a wire loop so that I have like color chips, literally color chips, but on spoons. So these will all go onto a little wire loop for interior reds. So there we go. There's a little tip. All right, y'all, we'll talk to you a little bit later on. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.